Well, it's turning out to be quite a jam-packed Tuesday here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. With so much going on, and Kuhle is still on standby out at the Camps Bay Tidal Pools to talk about how to prevent injuries when you're exercising. Kuhle Adams, what have you got?
Uncle Tabsy, you know we're all about promoting general health and physical activity on the show. But starting off your day like that, voluntarily, I don't know who would, but I guess it's one of the best ways, right, to start your morning. It's just a morning swim.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Now, as I've said, that we're all about general physical activities on the show and sporting activities as well. But then that also comes with its own risks, such as injuries on the sporting field or even pulling a ligament while you're running around the block. Now we are joined this morning by physiotherapist Wimpie Van Der Meijden, who's going to be chatting to us about the importance of working out and how common these injuries can be. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
How common are exercise and training related injuries?
Obviously, if you ask a physio, we'll say it's very common. But the prevalence of injuries has increased in the last couple of years, and that is due to the fact that more people and society has become more aware of exercising and being healthy.
And what are the most common injuries that you as a physiotherapist have been faced with?
So the most common injuries we normally see are either muscle or ligament strains and sprains. And this is normally due to overloading or aggressive overloading. So aggressive overloading is when you put too much pressure on a joint or a muscle too quickly.
And then what is the best way to prevent these kinds of injuries from happening and from reoccurring?
Okay, so prevention, as you said, is always better than cure. There's a couple of different methods we can do. The first thing is progressive overloading. So overloading is a good thing. That's how we get stronger. So if I pick up a weight that's a 10 kg and I can do it 10 times, I need to do it 12 times to get stronger. But if I go and try to do it 20 times, that's when I get injured. So to progressively overload a joint or a muscle, that is how you get stronger. And if you do it progressively, you'll prevent injuries. The other way, of course, is your normal stretching activities and mobility drills to ensure that the muscle is ready to do the certain movement that you require it to do.
So basically training your muscle to kind of get used to the kgs that you're referring to currently.
Yeah, external stresses we call it.
External stretches. And stresses, sorry.
No problem.
And in Wimpie, for example, if I don't want to experience a sporting injury or pulling a ligament if I'm running around the block, what can I do before, taking part in physical activities?
Sure. So we'll normally say to anybody that's going to do a physical activity to get the muscles warmed up first. That can be a 5-minute quick or an easy jog just to get warmed up. And then, of course, your stretches. So there's different types of stretches, and to give you two of them, the first one is a dynamic stretch, and a dynamic stretch is when I actually move the muscle through a range actively, all right? And that we do before exercise, and the reason for that is static stretches, which we want to do later on or after an exercise, decreases muscle activity. So if you decrease your muscle activity before you start a training exercise, you're not really going to do or give your best in that training or performance. So a dynamic stretch, move the muscle through range of motion, get it warmed up, and afterwards then you can do your static stretch, which is your old stretch we used to do at school where you will hold the stretch for ages.
Yes.
So we say 30 seconds 3 times. That's your static stretch you do afterwards.
I remember those stretches, and I used to hate them. But
small little circles.
Yes. But as you've mentioned, they are important to kind of prevent all of this from happening. And injuries are not fun to deal with, and if you have experienced these injuries, make sure to visit a professional such as our physiotherapist, Wimpie over here. Thank you so much for joining us here on our Feel Good Breakfast show. I hope that we have taught you a little something before you get on with your daily workouts today.